Now, I hope you're satisfied with my answers. I would like to give you many more answers, but for that I need many more questions, and you're welcome to take up those questions with me. You're also welcome to subscribe. We actually need as many subscribers as possible. That has nothing to do with money, because then we would have to come up in millions, and we won't ever do that. It's just more or less to know we have those people and we want to reach those people. Okay? So please subscribe and be welcome again to the next show. Take care. I got one question before I take the questions that Chris gave me, and that question is from an obese woman, fat woman, you might say, who came to me and was very depressed. And one of the first things I said to her was, "You are gorgeous. You are so beautiful. Your face, your eyes, everything. You have such a personality that's beaming out." And she said, "Yeah, but I'm too fat." And I said, "Yes, we know that, but what you have to do simply is accepting yourself the way you are, and then think about how you want to be, and look at those two pictures and say, which one do I actually prefer?" The moment you have decided which one you prefer, that moment I can help you with hypnosis or whatever. But first, look at yourself. This just as an explanation. People always think that the first I have to say is, come on, you're ugly, you're fat, and so on. How can you go around like that? It's stupid. She has been walking around like that for many years. Even though she is not even 30 yet. But she has got used to it and used to complain about it.
And doing nothing.
And even if she was doing something, she did it 2-3 kilos down and then 5 kilos up. And in a situation like that, there is such a contradiction inside of her. Nobody likes me in any way, so what the hell, and so on and so on. It's not true. Because looking at her eyes, looking at the charisma she had, was enormously, she was beautiful. Definitely was beautiful. And I want her to know, if she sees this, you are beautiful. But if you decide to become a thinner person, you will still have your charisma, you will have everything that you have today. Just you have more security. You feel more safe inside of yourself. Okay? Good luck. It is the same as I said right now about the fat person. You have to have a mindset where you say, okay, that is what I am now. Is that the way I want to look? And then you, as an instructor, you're doing exactly the right thing. You try to motivate them, but motivate them in their way. You see, when I'm trying to help somebody, I always think about what kind of reality does this person have? What is the upbringing? What's the experience during those years of life that you had? I think you have to do more or less the same. You have to talk. You have to listen, and you have to realize that this person is not only there for fitness, but she has other problems as well, or he has other problems as well that they want to solve at the same time. So, yes, definitely, your mindset or the mindset of the client is tremendously important. And you're doing exactly the right thing to put this mindset on priority. It has to be.
So
okay?
Mindset is key.
Look here, you don't need to end a friendship because a person is not the way you hoped her to be. If you would have known her really good, you would have realized that this is exactly the way she is. But you see, you cannot change those things in a person in a short term. You have to be with them for a long term and slowly bringing over your own things that you want to talk about. There are so many people coming and talking about their own problems. They go from one shrink to the other, do exactly the same. All the friends, they are so fed up with it, with hearing it, because we all have problems one way or the other. But it's not the right way to act or to react by saying goodbye to a friendship. There are probably so many fine things in those people that you can enjoy, and where you slowly can bring it over. Look here, I want you so much as a friend, but I don't want to answer your questions about your health all the time. You don't even think about my health. I don't care, it doesn't matter. But I love you as a friend and want to have you as a friend. If you say all the positive stuff and then the little negative in the middle, then this can be accepted by other people. And that is the most important thing, that other people actually can accept it before they change anything or are willing to change anything at all.
So it's about open communication.
Yeah. And that is what friendship is about, isn't it? I mean, if I have a friend and can't talk to this friend, what is the friend good for? Thank you very much, Catherine. I don't see myself as that. I'm trying to do my best. I think having the knowledge, having obtained the knowledge, gives me also an obligation to use it. Not only for money, but also in general. And if I can help somebody, or if I can make you feel good, then I've achieved a hell of a lot. Take good care. Love you. Look here, the soulmate is something we make up the moment we find somebody who thinks like us. It's honest, it's not meant as something nasty to say, but when I meet somebody and I feel whatever I want to say this person already is saying, then it feels like being a soulmate. It feels like this person is just like me. Though you haven't seen much of this person at the moment. If it lasts, if it goes on like that, and you have so many things in common, then you can say yes. It seems like our souls are related to each other and we have a soul mate. And if you are different sexes or the same sex and love each other, doesn't matter, then you have a very good base for a relationship. Very, very good. Just don't idealize things. Be realistic. And even if only 50% are soulmate and 50% are unknown, doesn't matter. That can be enough to have a good life together. Good luck. Look here, in bipolar, you have not the attacks and everything all the time. You can have a year, 2 years without it, and function very good. And there are theories about that people who have mental illnesses actually are using more of the brain than others who don't have it. I don't know. I just quote it. I would say it is good when you can say to yourself, been there, done it. But I would not like to say that about bipolarism, because that is a little bit too heavy. And it takes so much of your energy, both the positive and brings out so much negative. So being together with a patient would be devastating for the patient. I can say, yes, you can have ADHD like I have. You can have your depressions like I sometimes have. Yeah, maybe even feel suicidal. The same again. And have anxiety and all those things. When you've had them, then you know what you're talking about. But they are not allowed to be so heavy, so they interfere with your judgment. The worst thing you can do to a patient when the patient says, I have that, and you answer, yes, so do I. It feels for a patient like you don't take him or her serious. Even if you do, very much. But I would say having severe psychological handicaps need a special technique to treat somebody. When you bring something up, just in order to show you can have a normal life with it. Yeah? Like when people tell me that, Frank, you're so calm and collected, so it's lovely being with you. And I answer, yes, don't forget, I am ADHD to a rather high degree, but this here shows you maybe that you can change too. When there is a lesson in it, when there is something good you can tell. It doesn't help. Look here, I'm surviving because, but I am bipolar, or I'm this, that, and the other, schizophrenic, or whatever. It might be interesting for the patient, but the patient does not trust you. How can I trust a person who at times is not himself? And how do I know when is this therapist himself and when not? And being forced to cancel because at the moment you're bipolar, I don't think it's a very good marketing. And for the patient, it is not something that will give him or her any trust. The key to happiness is your own mindset. That is totally correct. If what you need to be happy is a partner, try to find a partner. If you can't find a partner, do things similar to what you would do with a partner, like helping others, being together with others, socializing, and so on and so on. Isolating yourself would be the most stupid thing you can do, because that doesn't help you, neither the others. You have to take care of yourself, of course, because if you want to preach about taking care of yourself, and people see that you don't do it, it's stupid. It's like do as I say, not as I do. And that's not what I think is correct.
So
having some kind, you have to have a right mindset. You have to be in yourself. When I say to myself, look here, today is a shitty day, I have a hell of a lot of pain, then I look around and then I say to myself, but it's such a beautiful day. And I'm so privileged having 6 kids, 12 grandchildren, and I'm look at them in the pictures and so on and so on, and I feel privileged, I feel happy. It's me who is making up my own mindset, nobody else. My brain isn't doing anything to bring me down. My brain follows my intentions. And when I say to my brain, do this, then my brain normally listens to me and says, why the hell should I do that? Sorry. It does sometimes. But most of the time the brain says, okay, I know that's the right answer. But you have to have this key in your heart. You cannot go out and look at the person you're together and say, how the hell could I get together with this one? Or is she late again? Or is he late again? Is he not doing shit? And so on and so on. Just complaining and doing everything that makes you feel lousy.
So could the key be the key to happiness then be accepting what is?
Yeah.
And being able to go on?
Not only accepting it, but interpreting it in the best possible way. I think that's the only way how to do it. I is ready.
So the last question that we got in was, I have a 3-year-old, and she thinks he's ADHD. She says, what should I do?
I would say if it's a 3-year-old, it's too early to diagnose this child ADHD. Maybe somebody else can do it. I can't, to be honest, because when a child is hyper active, it doesn't mean he's ADHD. You can say that. I can say it when they are 8, 9, 10 years old, because then there are so many other things coming into the picture that you can say, actually, yes, he might be that. And I need to see the child, obviously, in order to make any distinction, any diagnosis on that. And what can you do with this child? Very simple. You build up a structure very, very early. If he really is ADHD, he is going to need that structure. And he's going to have an easier life with the structure, saying you get up at that time, you do this, and then you do that, and then you go to school, and then you do that other thing, or the kindergarten, and so on and so on. So you structure the child's life that everything that is going to happen with the child is a natural thing for the child. And if the child is ADHD, then it means only that the child has to go on with this structure and have a much easier life than if you just are nervous and scared about what can happen now and now and now. Don't. If I see the child, I can probably tell you a little bit more, but many times, don't be angry with me, many times it's the parents actually who are so worried about the child. So they put on a diagnosis that is not always correct. Because a child responds to whatever you say to the child. Your attitudes, when you're scared of something, when you think the child is ill or whatever it is, then obviously this child reacts and makes it worse.